The old and the new standing face to face. You're watching World Stadium Profiles, and this is Fulham's Craven Cottage. Craven Cottage takes its name from the cottage built on the site in 1780 and named after William Craven, the 6th Baron Craven. It would last until it was destroyed by fire in May 1888 and remained abandoned for nearly a decade. Fulham representatives first came across the land in 1894, but it would take 2 years until the overgrown site became suitable for football. The first recognised football match at Craven Cottage was against Minerva SC on the 10th of October 1896. To prevent Craven Cottage being closed on safety grounds in the mid-1900s, famous football ground architect Archibald Leach was hired. His work led to the construction of the cottage pavilion that remains in place today, as well as the iconic Stevenage Road Stand. Craven Cottage's record attendance came in October 1938, with 49,335 present at Fulham v Millwall. Following the Second World War, the stadium hosted football games during the London 1948 Summer Olympics and eventually had expensive modern floodlights installed in 1962. Between 1980 and 1984, Craven Cottage was home to Fulham Rugby League Club, nowadays known as the London Broncos. Following the release of the Taylor Report in the 1990s, a conversion to an all-seater venue was required, but would take over a decade to actually happen. Heading into the 2000s, Craven Cottage still wasn't yet up to required standards. Fulham would have to spend 2 seasons at Loftus Road, home of Queen's Park Rangers, until redevelopment work was finally complete in mid-2004. A friendly with Watford was the first game back on the banks of the River Thames. Statues at Craven Cottage are dedicated to legendary Fulham forward Johnny Haynes, as well as FIFA World Cup winning right-back George Cohen. A statue of Michael Jackson was infamously in place at the stadium between 2011 and 2013. The North Stand at Craven Cottage is known as the Hammersmith End, as it is the closest to Hammersmith. Used exclusively by home supporters, the stand's route was financed through the sale of Alan Mullery to Tottenham Hotspur back in 1964. The East Stand dates back to 1905 and is a Grade 2 listed building with a recognisable brick exterior. Originally known as the Stevenage Road Stand, it was named after Johnny Haynes following his death in 2005. Haynes scored 147 goals in 594 Fulham appearances between 1952 and 1970. The pavilion in the southeast corner of Craven Cottage also dates back to 1905. Housing the changing rooms and tunnel, it is also the clubhouse traditionally used by players' families and friends to watch games from the cottage balcony. The Putney End to the south is the nearest stand to Putney and backs onto Bishop's Park. The stand is split between home and away supporters, with the more western blocks given to away supporters. Block P1 to the east has been a neutral area in past seasons. The Riverside Stand to the west is based right on the bank of the River Thames. An original terrace stand became all-seater in the early 1970s, housing corporate hospitality seating, and was demolished and rebuilt between 2019 and 2022. Craven Cottage's capacity would be temporarily reduced to 19,000 whilst the Riverside Stand was redeveloped. The lower tier was opened ahead of 2022-23 and the stand has seen a new modern facade take shape as part of the Fulham Pier redevelopment project. Capacity at the time of writing sits at 24,500. Have you had the chance to experience Craven Cottage before? Let us know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to the Matchday Man for more stadium profiles like this one. I'll see you then.